Hello and welcome to the Bus Hollman Show, Series 2, Episode 2. Going to put this one together on a Tuesday. Heading back to Bundertown for Easter and going to catch up with, just about everyone. The Burke Mafia, the Paru Pirate, the Macquarie River Bandit, the Colgoa Cowboy, Krusty Trump, the Murrumbidgee Mauler. They're all going to be there. The race is on, rugby's on Saturday, old boys game, going to have a run there. See if I can step around a few of those young fellas. So it should be a real big weekend. So I thought I'd smash this one out just to keep things on a roll and then do another one next week to let you all know what happened over the weekend. So it's the Bus Hollman Show now. You can catch me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and YouTube. So please and subscribe on either Spotify, Apple Podcasts or YouTube. So it just comes up every time I put a show out there. And no to Crooked Tooth Bart, who's been running around telling everyone you got to pay to be a member. No, I ain't getting no fucking money for this. I'm doing it out of fucking love. No money going, changing hands here, though if you did want to donate, I would have accepted. Very much appreciated. So the Bus Hollman Show, Series 2, Episode 2. Hey, remember, money don't make you happy, but it'll put big titties on your missus. Ooh, love them titties. Hey, what's going on today? We've got a craft beer segment we're going to get on to straight away. A new beer, never seen before. It's actually the first time I'm going to have a beer of it. Went into the bottle shop the other day in at Yamba, BWS. Walked in there and it's just this random bloke, young fella, and he's got a little, like a big keg, one of those wooden kegs, and he's got a couple of eskies, and he's doing free taste tests to all these different beers that he started up. And I had a crack at one of them, just a little sip, and I've got to be honest, it fucking grabbed me straight away. So I grabbed a 6-pack off him, and we're going to do that in a minute to kick the ball off. Jed's mid-strength beer, it's called. Wait till you see the thing, the cans, they're fucking beautiful. Anyway, I met the young fella, he's only just kicked off, so I thought I'd give him a bit of a plug, and maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll become an ambassador. Woo! Imagine ambassador for beer, for Bus's Beer Ambassador. Fuck, I'd muck up there. Yeah, and subscribe, everything, and don't be frightened. Fucking share it to your mates. So we've currently got about 1,800 people following the podcast. I'd like to get it up a few more, so subscribe, share it to everyone, all your mates, unless you're frightened of being associated with a bloke that talks a lot of bullshit, tells a lot of lies, but tells you how it is, baby. Craft beer, we got last week's games, what's Bus been up to, a little bit of politics, we're really kicking up the politics. We've got to do something about these lying cunts in the lodge at the moment. I just can't understand how. I read the papers today, listened to the news today, and Labor's 7 points in front. How the fuck are they 7 points in front? What's going on with some of these people in fucking Australia? Why do people think they're so much smarter? Now, I know you're going to say I've got a beef with school teachers, and yeah, I have, but not all of them. But I'm going to say the majority of them. Why do people think they're so much smarter than you, and they try to talk politics, and they never even look at two sides of the story? Here's a news flash for you. If it's on Facebook or Instagram, it don't mean it's fucking true. Like I'll give you an example. There's this post being put around and shared by a lot of people about Dutton. Now, I don't know Dutton. I wouldn't know the fucker if I fell over him. Okay? That he was involved in these incidents when he was a policeman back in Queensland and done not all these horrible stuff. It's fake news. It is totally fake news. And here's the thing. Do you not think in these modern times, when no matter what you've done in your history, it can be brought up now and gone against you, and we've seen people kicked out of Parliament for getting a bottle of wine. Bronwyn Bishop recently got put out of Parliament for taking a helicopter ride. It's shit. So do you not think that if some of these things that Dutton had done while as a police officer, if there was any remote chance that they were true, that the Labor Party wouldn't be all over that, it'd be in the news, it'd be on your Channel 9 at 6 o'clock, your Channel 7 at 5 o'clock, your Channel 10, your ABC. They don't know what the fuck they're doing lately, the ABC. But don't you think it'd be all over the news? not just random postings on Facebook and fucking Instagram. I can't believe people share it and then share shit like that and say, why would you vote for this man, they say, when he's done this? Fuck me. Like, I shouldn't be getting upset at my age, and I'm on blood thinners at the moment, blood pressure tablets, so I fucking shouldn't be getting too angry, but that annoys me. Some of the smartest people I fucking know do some of the most meaningless jobs, and I'm saying that in a right way. I'm saying that in a good way. A bloke that I hold in high regards, and I think is extremely intelligent and knowledgeable about matters of the world, runs a lawn mowing business by himself, mows fucking lawns. Okay? And then another bloke that I know of, another woman that I know of, extremely, one of the smartest women I've ever come across. You know what she does for a living? She's a fucking cleaner. No, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but she loves the job, and she does an amazing job. But she's a cleaner. Yet, you get I reckon it is, you get all these things with people that earn a lot of money. I'll be straight up. And they think because they earn a lot of money, they're smarter than you. And their opinions should be more justified and more accepted because they have a good job and they make a lot of money. Now, you know what? Fuck you. Because life don't work like that, brother. Okay? Life does not work like that. We got into politics way too early. We've got a bit of a new segment on today. Bus's Top 5. And Bus's Top 5 today, Bus's Top 5 bands that he listens to. And we're going to put the top 5 in each week. But this week will be Bus's top five bands. We've got a bit of a fishing report. What's pissing Bus off? Hamburger Challenge had a fucking brilliant hamburger out at Broom's Head the other day. A little kiosk called a Snack Shack. Wait till I tell you all about that. Some random shit. Masters Golf. Of course the footballers. Bulldogs won again. They're on a bit of a roll. Baked Bean Eye's been on the phone fucking 3 or 4 times and rings up and never talks about football. The cunt. Never talked about football. How you going, Bus? What are you up to? How's the fishing going? What's the missus doing? How the kids going? And then as soon as Bulldogs going, well, yeah, mate, yeah, I'm pleased you brought that up. Do you think I don't fucking know? Fair dinkum. Had a great massage the other day. Had a good massage. Went out to Ngari Resort. Had a bit of a massage out there. Wasn't a happy ending. It was just a normal massage. Reminds me of a story. Talk about happy endings. A mate, an old fella, God rest his soul, Sleepy. I won't say his second name, but he used to be known as Sleepy. Sleepy was telling a story one day in the Central Hotel. He just got back from Sydney and he'd been to the brothel. Went down there for a bit of a blowout, Sleepy did. Walked into the foyer of the room and they said, you know, what are you after today, Sleepy? He said, I probably wouldn't mind an Asian girl, like an Asian girl. They said, I go down into room 4 and we'll send her in for you. So Sleepy went down there, room 4. He waited. Asian lady walked in and she said, "Oh, you here for sex?" Sleepy said, "Yeah." She said, "Would you like a spa first?" Sleepy said, "Oi, I came here for a fuck, not a fight. If I wanted to fight, I'd be down there at the pub having one. I'm here for a fuck." Ah, Sleepy. Anyway, this is this week's beer. So it's called Jed. It's a mid-strength beer, 3 point... I don't know if you've got all that. It's called Jed. It's a mid-strength beer, 3.5% alcohol. Let's get one off here. There we go. Look at Jed. Look at Jed. Doesn't he look good? There he goes, a red Jed. Yeah, beautiful little can. He looks like a red fella there with a beard. Looks like a bit of a bushman, bit of a wood chopper. He is. Let's have a look at this. Is the new one. First time I've had this beer. I had a little shot glass full at the BWS when old mate was doing it. Let's have a look. There you go. Oh, very heady, very clear. We'll pour that. We never poured that real well. We'll let that settle a bit there while we top it up. It's very clear, not milky at all. It smells a little bit fruity, but not overpowering. Very clear beer. It's like a very light beer for a mid-strength beer. Let's get into the now, a little bit fruity, but not overpoweringly fruity. It's actually got a little bit of smokiness in it. I don't know if I'm wrong there, but it's a little bit of smokiness in it. But it's not that overpowering type of fruitiness that you get from, say, like Stone Wood beer or something like that there. It's not over like that. We'll get another one off. Never made the mistake this week as I did last week and having a couple of big bottles before I started. I only had one big bottle today before I started, but we'll have another one and we'll see how this goes. Oh, that's a good looking beer. I like that. So that's Jed's mid-strength beer. We'll get into that during the show and we'll see what that's like, eh? Yeah, so that's my craft beer. Now, so when we judge the craft beers, remember we've got a few categories. So it's 1 to 5 star rating with the beer. I'll tell you what, I'm liking that. A little bit of aftertaste, it's there, but it's fucking nice. If you get 1 star, it means I will not have it again. Fuck you, will not buy that again. You've just got me, you got me money. I think I paid $18 for that. I fucking did. You won't get me again if you get 1 star. I'd probably rather drink Kangaroo Squirt. 2 stars, I would drink it again. If I give you 2 stars, I would drink it again just to fit in. If I got invited to a party and that's all they had, you want a beer, instead of saying no, I'd say, yeah, I'd have it. 3 stars, yeah, I would order it again. If I had a choice and my personal beer wasn't on tap, I'd probably have that. That's 3 stars. 4 stars, you get 4 stars, that means fuck, I'll go deep, baby, on a Sunday afternoon. I drink that shit all afternoon. Now you get 5 stars, well, baby, put Charlie Pride on because I'm singing Anybody Going to San Antonio. I'm all over that shit. Giddy up. We'll see how that goes. Let's get into the football to kick things off. To see, I still can't get over Sleepy. I came here for a fuck, not a fight. I don't want to spar. Oh dear, fucking Sleepy. Oh, Roosters had a big win against the Broncos. Ah, you fucking, what a day that was. I woke up Sunday morning and the Roosters had won. South got beat and Manly got beat. What a fucking Sunday it was. Hey? And what made it better, that was the Sunday. The Saturday, I had sex on the beach. I'll tell you about it later. Long story. Not a long story. 2 minutes? I don't know. Could have been long. I like that beer. I fucking like that beer a lot. It's only my second schooner, but last week's game's round 6. Dolphins too good for the Panthers. Panthers 6, going for 6 losses in a row. Oh, they just never looked there. They just, I don't know what's going on with the Panthers. Don't go into all this sort of stuff about this player and the home grounds and all this. The Panthers are just playing bad football. They're missing tackles and they're dropping balls. Football's not a hard game. Too many people overthink it. You pass the ball, you catch the ball, you run the ball. When the opposition have the ball, you have to tackle them. It's simple. Okay? Don't overcomplicate it. It's simple. That's all it is. Dragons and Titans. Dragons, yeah, still haven't grabbed me, but the Dragons got a good win over the Titans. Expected more from the Titans. I took the Titans in that game, but Dragons a good win. Roosters 26 over the Broncos 16. Yes, baby, giddy up. What a win. I got it straight up because someone will pull me up. I never tipped them. I'm in a competition, and I never tipped them into competition. I dead set. Probably 95% of footy tipsters. We took Penrith because we thought there was certain to turn around. We took the Broncos, but no, the Roosters. Oh, that made me pleased. Sharks 24 over the Eagles. Cowboys 24-16 over the Rabbits. Raiders 50 to the Eels 12. I see their halfback is back this week for the Eels. Much needed. Geez, they needed him. Unfortunately, Lomax is still out. But Ricky's Raiders, they're firing at the moment. Storm, this is the side to beat. Fair dinkum. They are clinical. You know what? I was just talking about our football, such an easy game. And the Storm make it look like it's easy. They catch it all the time, they run it all the time, they pass it. And when the opposition got it, they tackle the fuck out of you. Your Storm know what they're fucking doing. And in the last game of the weekend, West Tigers 20 over the Knights 4. The Knights were pathetic. Truly, I expected a lot more from them up there. That was really bad performance. They just never dusted in, they never had a go. A lot of talking points out of the weekend, especially with the penalties, with the high shots and all that sort of stuff. Look, a lot of talk's been going around about changing a bit of the rule. And I've got to be honest, I 100% agree with it. And they're talking about maybe changing the rule where if you go down with a head knock and stay down and get a penalty, that you have to go off for a concussion test. I agree with that 100%. I think it's a great initiative. I'd really love to see him bring it in. It'll stop a lot of this laying down and milking penalties. There's a cup, mate, Reece Walsh. Every time that cunt runs the fucking ball, every time he gets tackled, he's laying down, putting his hands up in the air, looking for a fucking penalty. Mate, how about play a bit of fucking football? Now listen, I know I've got a lot of haters with the Roosters. But I'll tell you this, I'll hold us up in one area. We do not fucking lay down. Victor Radley got hit by a high shot on the weekend. Old mate that hit him got a week's suspension. Radley got up and played the ball immediately. Never lay down. Roosters do not lay down. A lot more coaches should do that. Best side of the competition at the moment, Storm. Their big fella, Nelson Asili Solomana, he's probably the biggest, sookiest cunt I've ever fucking seen in rugby league. You only got to tap that motherfucker and he lay down. And for such a big fella, he's the biggest fucking pussy going. Nelson Solomana. So that was some great games. A lot of come out of it on the weekend. I still think the Storm are definitely the favourites. The Broncos, yeah, definitely. I hope the Raiders keep on their path. I just don't know if the Roosters can go deep enough. Manly is still a dark horse. But please, whatever you don't write the Panthers off. I would hate to be in that top 8 if the Panthers sneak into 7th or 8th spot. Because they, on their day, they've got to turn it around. Let's just wait. What's going to fucking happen? They're going to turn it around. What's Bus been up to? Let's see what he's been up to over the last week. Tell you what, I've had a pretty busy week, I have. So I'll tell you what, I like this fucking beer too. This could be a good one right here. This could be a good one here. Jed's. I'm liking it a fucking lot. Oh, yeah, it's growing on me. What's Bus been up to? Footy season's underway. Fuck, you can't beat footy season. I went down to Byron Bay to watch the first round of the Far North Coast rugby. Wollongbar against Byron Bay. I tell you what, it's a lot different atmosphere at Byron Bay watching the rugby than it is at fucking Brewarriner. I can tell you that right fucking now. Tell you that right now. I'd have played till I was in my fucking 60s if I was living at Byron Bay. What a place to go and watch rugby. Different crowd altogether. But watch the two boys in first grade. They got a win in first grade, which was great. Second grade, narrowly defeated. So Far North Coast rugby's off and running, and geez, I'm pleased about that. Had breakfast at Byron in the morning at a place called The Farm. Very popular place on Byron Bay for meals. Literally is a farm on the way into Byron. Wasn't spectacular, I've got to be honest. But you pay for the ambience. The coffee was next level, I'll give it that. The coffee was fucking beautiful. So yeah, went up there for the day, checked the beach out, checked the titties out that are walking around. Ooh, love them titties. And then went on for the breakfast. Went up for the breakfast. Talk about breakfast. Midweek I went out to Ngari. There's a great little cafe that's opened up out there. Got a lady that's the chef out there. She's an American. She's actually from fucking Texas. She's going to start doing a bit of smoking out there on the Sunday afternoon and do briskets and do sliders and all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to get out and check her out. But anyway, she's doing breakfast out there. So me and the missus went out and we had Eggs Benedict. I always like to check out the Eggs Benedict wherever I go. And mate, I've got to tell you, and I actually went in, now, if I get something that's really nice, it's like anyone. I like to compliment someone when they're nice, when something's real good. If something's bad, I'll fucking tell you too. You're not going to die for knowing what I want to do. No, not knowing what I want to do, because I'll fucking tell you. So I went over to the door of the kitchen and said, I want to speak to the chef, please. And she come out. She's a lovely lady. Got to have a yard. It was the best eggs Benedict I've ever had. And baby, I've had a fucking few. Don't you worry about that. If you've seen Bus lately, he's had a few eggs Benedict. But the best one I've ever had. Small, like the meal size small. I literally could have eaten fucking 4 of them. But it was sensational. I'll find the name of it and I'll tell you next week. I forget the name of the restaurant she's got out there now at Ngari. But the best eggs Benedict I've ever had. Markets, went out to the markets at Ashby, Iluka, Woomba. Markets are a good time of season. The weather's brilliant apart from all this fucking rain we're getting at the moment. I used to fucking love the rain. Don't know what I was telling you this before, but whenever it rained back in Bundertown, me and the missus would have the day off and we'd lay around naked all day, fucking and eating food and watching a few movies. Ah, man, that's a fuck now, and he needs a fucking 8 hours sleep and a big meal just to recover. Anyway, times are tough. Fishing hasn't been brilliant. We'll talk a bit more about that in the fishing report. Been on the punt a bit. The punt's not been going bad up at the Pacific and at the Harwood Hotel. Don't forget, I had a winner last week. I tipped you onto a couple of winners. One winner, what I'm saying, a couple. I had one winner and a third, but punt's been going pretty good. Went up watching, when I got called a racist. There you go. I forgot about that. I was up at the Harwood Hotel to watch the Roosters and Souths game. Now, I'd have a beer to tell you this story. I forgot all about this one. So I'm there watching the Roosters and South Sydney play. And I'm up Trill Mint. I'm fucking up Trill Mint. I'm up in big time. Every time he got the fucking ball, every time he missed a tackle, every time he fucking done something, I'm up Trill Mint. Anyway, at the end of the game, this old bloke behind me, he said, you may as well fuck off now, you racist. And I looked around him, said, whoa, brother, what do you mean by that? He said, the way you're talking about Latrell Mitchell there. I said, what am I saying about him? I said, all I'm saying is drill that cunt, tackle him, and every time he does something bad, I cheer. Why is that a racist? Oh, he said, you're only doing it because he's Aboriginal. I said, no, but brother, I said, you couldn't be further from the truth. I said, here's the thing. I said, when you use language like that over something you know nothing about, when there is genuine racism, and there is in Australia, see, the thing about Australia, there are racist people in Australia, but Australia is not a racist country. That's what I believe. That's my firm belief. There is racist people in Australia, but Australia is not a racist country, regardless of what a lot of other people fucking say. But when you chuck out that word in instances like this, it loses all its power when there is genuine racism within our community, when you need to knuckle down on it. So I said to old mate, I said, do you know why I hate Trill Mitt? He said, yeah. He said, the way you're singing out is because he's Aboriginal. I said, no. And this one I started to get a little bit angry, and this one I've got to pull myself back. I actually said, no, motherfucker. I said, I don't like Trill Mitt because he used to be a Rooster and he left the Roosters and went to South. That's number one. But more importantly, number two, is I don't like Trill Mitt because he's too good. He is probably one of the best footballers in the competition, and I'm jealous, straight out tell you. I'm jealous he don't play for the fucking Roosters anymore. So that's what it is. So don't be using that fucking language. Then I quietly said, if there's a fucking issue, let's go out the front. But that's another story because old mate fucking folded. So that's what Bus has been up to. Been fucking, tell you what. Boys, get around this fucking beer. Jed's mid-strength. You've got to get around it. This could be, I'm telling you now, seriously, this could be a fucking 5-starer here. We'll get into that in a minute. Righto. Politics. How the fuck is the liar in the lodge? How the fuck is the liar in the lodge 7 points in front of the Liberals. What the fuck? How can the Labor Party at the moment, with their hierarchy, could they be any more arrogant and condescending? They couldn't be. I told you weeks ago, are you better off now than what you were 3.5 years ago? I challenge anyone to say that they are. And if you answer that question honestly, you can't vote for the Labor Party. Don't worry, like I told you earlier on when we first started, these cunts that earn 150 grand a year or hold these big positions, whether they be solicitors, teachers, police, whatever, they seem to be a different breed, but they think because of all that they're better than you. Okay? And they think because they got more money than you, that you should follow what they do. No. A couple of things about that. Believe it or not, we don't sit around talking about how much money people have. Believe it or not, we don't do that. You are judged by what you do, not by how much is in your accounts. One of my best mates, I won't say who it is, very wealthy man. He is one of the most ordinary men you'll ever find. But he's also one of the most giving people, and he never advertises it. I could tell you some stories of stuff that he has done for people in community, and it would blow your mind away. Now that's a different type of person to what I'm talking about, okay? And that's these people that think because they've got a little bit of money, they're better than every other cunt. Some of the happiest people I've ever met are people who've got nothing. It's unbelievable. The way these people, when it comes to politics, think that their view of politics is better than yours because they are more intelligent. No, motherfucker. Look at what's happening in this country. I need people to go out and read. I need people to go out and find out proper information. Okay, I just can't put it upon you enough how bad this country will be if the Labor Party gets another shot at this fucking election. You talk about your fuel prices, cost of living, houses, okay, how bad it's going to be. Let's talk about fucking security. I'm driving home from fucking work today, and there's a news story at 4 o'clock today. I'm driving home from work today that Russia, get this, I don't know if you fucking heard this yet, so this only happened like an hour ago. Russia's planning on putting a base now in Indonesia, 1,200 k's from Darwin. They're going to put bombers there. Why is that? Now this is fact. This isn't mainstream media. This is the fact. This is not some conspiracy theory or anything like that. Russia is going to put long-range bombers in an island in Indonesia, 1,200 k's from fucking Darwin, which basically makes their bombers able to reach Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, anywhere in Australia. Now that's a fact. Now you tell me this. You ask yourself, do you feel, knowing how much Russia and China are aligned and how friendly they are, do you feel confident, do you feel safe knowing that someone as measly and smirky-lipped cunt like Albanese is in charge of our country? Do you feel safe knowing that he's in charge the way he panders to China and everyone else? He can't even stand up to people within his own party. No, fuck this. And, mate, power. They sit there and they tell us straight to our face lies. They sit there and say to us, to our face, oh, power's cheaper. Since we've been in power's cheaper, you've got rebates. No, you're giving us our own fucking money back. Fuck me. And we're supposed to cheer that? Wake up, Australia. Fuck me, Reagan. I'll tell you another thing that disappointed me. There's been this thing in the media about Jacinta Price, about, that she's aligned with Trump because there's a photo going around that she's got a MAGA, a Make America Great hat on. The photo's from 18 months ago at a fancy dress thing where her and her husband wore hats because they went as MAGA voters. and we're not supposed to support her because of that? An Aboriginal woman, and that's what you're doing? Come on, fair fucking dinkum. A lady said to me the other day at work, we're talking about the upcoming election. She said, I'll never vote for Dutton. I said, why is that? And I always like to challenge people and make a conversation. Because with conversations, that's how better things happen. When you don't have conversation, anarchy rules. Okay, so you have to have conversations. I said, why won't you vote for Dutton, love? She said, he's too much like Trump, and it's bad. I said, okay. I said, tell me how he's like Trump. She said, he wants to stop everyone coming into Australia. I said, no, he don't. I said, he wants to cut our immigration by 25%. I said, he's not stopping everyone. He wants to cut it by 25%. And the reason he wants to cut it is so that our housing can get better and we can try and get back on track. I asked her, did she know the amount of people that are homeless in Australia that can't get houses? The amount of young families that can't afford to buy houses? And then every time you bring people into Australia, they take up that resource. I said, that's why he's doing it. I said, what else is he trying to do? I said, what else has Al Dutton and Trump got in common? And she couldn't answer it. She could not answer it. So it's just this popular thing to go against Trump. Now, I'll tell you now, I disagree with a lot of stuff Trump says and some of the things that he does. But I also agree with the way he is adamant on making America great again. Now, Jacinta said the other day that she wants to make Australia great again, and everyone went against her because she said, don't you want to make Australia great again? I know, I fucking do. Oh, this beer's going down. This is fucking too good, this fucking beer. Anyway. Bowen telling you that the fucking power prices is getting better. What the fuck? Alright, we're on to our fishing and punting. Now, I can't do a punting report this week while I'm talking to you here having a fucking beer. I can't do a punt because today's Tuesday and races for Saturday are not out, so we're going to miss the punting. The fishing, okay, so fishing's been not brilliant at the moment because the water's still flooding in all the north rivers up here on the north coast. So I went out on the weekend and probably caught about 30 catfish just down on the bridges at Harwood. I just kept them and just chopped them up and froze them for crab bait for when the crabbing starts again. So that's all they're fucking good for. Though the jewfish were working out on the end wall at Yamba the other day, so I took the boat. I actually never forgot to tell you, I'm in the shed today. It was raining outside, so I couldn't sit on the back veranda, and it's too dark up there. Got the lights in the shed, so we're down in the shed. Took the old bear boat out here behind me, out to the end of the wall, and chucked a few big hard bodies and got a couple of good Jew. Just give me a minute. This fella here. So, went out on the wall and chucked this fella here. Big hard body, pink with a white bottom, yellow eyes, got a little yellow tinge. I got a 75 and an 84 centimetre. That's my cod rod, that's my Cota Dan rod, that cunt there. I've got a couple of good G-fish on that there. But yeah, hopefully the river's going to clear a bit and it'll get a little bit better. So the fishing hasn't been spectacular. So the rain has finally stopped the flooding season, so hopefully that'll get a little bit better. Righto, Bus's top 5. So this week we're going to do top 5 bands. So not a singular person, the top 5 bands. Now, this is how I judge the top 5 bands. It's bands that I would listen to. If I'm in a car and I'm travelling somewhere, what music am I going to put on? Now I put on a lot of single records, a lot of one-off hits and all that sort of stuff. But if I need to listen to 4 or 5 songs in a row by one band, what is that band? What is my favourite band? I'm reckoning 5 to 1. It's just what I think. And a lot of people say, I like the Clash, and I like the fucking Angels, or I like all these heavy metal bands and all. They say it because they think it makes them look cool. They say it because they think it makes them look smart, and they know all about music, but they don't fucking listen to that music. So I'm being honest, whether I'm going to be talking about movies or TV shows or music or bands, it's what I listen to all the time. So coming in at number 5, I had to put the Beatles in. At the end of the day, the Beatles are the fucking Beatles, man. You got to listen to them. Every now and then I still hear a song, because you never listen to a full album. You never listen to a full album, you only hear the good song, bits of songs here and there, or the most popular. Every now and then a song will come up and I'll get told a spot, and I couldn't even believe it's the Beatles. The Beatles are fucking brilliant. And it's catchy, you can sing along to it, but some of their music is just unbelievable. So you've got to put the Beatles in. Number 4, this will get you. I don't know how many people, but I love it. It's a country music band. It's called the Zac Brown Band from America. I just love his music. I love the sound of his music. I love listening to it. It's probably my number 1 country band, the Zac Brown Band. Number 3, Smokey. Fuck me. Living next door to Alice. Come on. Smokey. I could listen to Smokey all the fucking time. You're drunk, a little bit stoned, you've just fucking 2 joints, pull 3 cones. Smokey's on, baby. But number 2, now, come on. I listen to these fellas all the time. I literally know I sing along and I sing loud. My number 2 band is Creedence Clearwater Revival. Number 1. So my number 1 band, I don't know if you can guess this before I say it, but my number 1 band is a band where whenever their songs come on, I have to sing them. If I'm feeling a little bit down and I want to listen to a really good, easy listening song that'll cheer me up and help me think, just put my mind back in the right spot and just get you feeling better, make you feel. But then there's also songs that are so catchy you can't help but sing along to them. My number 1 band out of the top 5, Bus Hollman. Bands, number 5. Number 5 was the Beatles. Number 4, Zac Brown. Number 3 was Smokey. Number 2 was Creedence. But my number 1 band of all time, the Eagles, baby. You cannot beat the fucking Eagles. I'm going to move along to what's pissing Bus off. And I tell you, Okay, I'm going to give the rating on this beer in a minute, but I've already had 5. Only got 1 to fucking go. I'm going through them too quick. I ring up, this is about 8 months ago, when I've been up here 12 months now on the North Coast. So I was up here about a month, and I ring up the Paru Pirate and Muddy Water Macquarie River Bandit. And I said, boys, do you fellas think we drink too much? Coming from out of Bundertown. I said, do you think we drink too much? And they said, why? I said, well, down at the local here now, my local's the Harwood Hotel. And my missus pulled me up, she reckons I drink way too quick. So I'm drinking probably over an hour, probably 6 schooners in an hour. So that's a schooner every 10 minutes. Is that excessive? Because I watch the other fellas drink, and I think they're only drinking 3 to 4 an hour. Now, what's going on? Is it just that the way we drink? I asked the bandit and the pirate. I said, is that, no, I said, that's what we drink. And I don't know if it's a Bundertown thing that you just drink a lot. Not drink a lot, but drink quick. I tell you what, there's 2 people that really amazed me at how quick. So I'll tell you 3 people. Okay. The quickest drinker I ever drank with was a bloke that taught me how to fish on the Darling when I was young. His name was Bob, and he could fucking scull a schooner. Oh my God, he could scull a schooner. But he would drink fast. He'd probably average, in an hour, he'd probably average 8 to 10 schooners an hour. Now, that's a fucking lot. Oh, that's a fucking lot. So then about a bloke that drank the most. So Bob was the quickest drinker. So old Herbie, you talk about a bloke that can drink a lot. Herbie and probably my old Uncle Dummer, they were good. They do 10-hour sessions. 10-hour sessions and fucking drive home. You can't do that these days. But they do a 10-hour session and they drink as fast in the first hour as they would in the second hour and in the third hour, right up till the 8th hour. Okay? And then I've got to put in a female drinker. The best female drinker I've ever come across is the Macquarie River Bandit sister, Jo. She's the best woman drinker I've ever seen. Oh, I've seen a few boys that she's put away drinking the thing. They come in there and I'll drink her and she'd sink them. Anyway, I don't know what we got on talking about. Oh, this beer. I'm running out. I'm not. Oh, I know we've had the Traveller beer last one. The Traveller beer was good, but this Jed's beer is all right. What's pissing Bus off? I'll tell you what's pissing Bus off at the moment. Fucking kids on fucking push bikes. Have we stopped talking or teaching our kids rules of the road? Again, I've told you this before. Stop trying to be their fucking friend and be a fucking parent. Teach them. Not so where I work, I won't tell you where I work, but where I work, I've nearly run over 20 kids. They won't move off the fucking road. They think they fucking own the road. No helmet. I shouldn't talk about helmets because I don't wear one. I got fined not so long ago in Costa by a highway patrol bloke on a fucking motorbike. Motherfucker got me. Anyway. But you've got to teach these kids fucking rules. This is the trouble. They let them play in front of devices at home. Parents are too caught up at home checking fucking Facebook or being on their fucking phones. I'll tell you a story about a phone in a minute too. And you're not teaching your kids. So when you go on holidays, you put them on a bike. Are you happy? Oh, we're on holidays. Get on your bike, go for a ride. Leave mum and dad here to have a little scotch and coke and check out Facebook. The cunts ride around all over the place, riding up the road, up the fucking footpath. They leave their bike on the fucking ground. Fuck this. I'll tell you now, I'm putting motherfucking bikes in the fucking river. I'm chucking them cunts over the rocks into the fucking river. I'm sick of this shit with fucking push bikes and little kids on fucking... We never fucking done it. Always made sure bikes were off the road. Mark, you fucking ride on the right side of the fucking road. Car gonna hit you, well... You got to fucking get it back on your bike with an old buckle wheel and ride yourself to fucking hospital. That's how shit rolls. Fuck me dead. Teach them out of some fucking rules, man. Oh, fuck, that made me... I know you're not allowed to hit other people's kids, but geez, I've been close to getting out and kicking them in the... Oh, no, shan't, no, but I have been close to doing that a little bit. Rightio. Let's move on. Our hamburger and chips challenge. Oh, didn't I have a good one the other day? Didn't I have a good hamburger and chips the other day? This is Bus's hamburger and chips, my meal challenge. So, I was out at Broomshead. Me and the missus went out there. She had flathead tails and chips. A bit of salad. She loved it. It was nice. So, I had the hamburger and chips. So... hamburger and chips. Now, the snack shack is literally what it says. It's a little snack shack at Broomshead. It's right down on the ocean. There's the snack shack, the road, and then the ocean. The view is spectacular. An old lady, and I know everyone says, oh, it's an old lady, this or an old man. But it's an old lady that runs it. She has a couple of young girls that work for her. Runs a beautiful little kitchen, makes homemade cakes there, and it's beautiful. Anyway, so I had a hamburger and chips. So, you don't want much in a hamburger, but you want it fucking nice. But it's one of the best I've had. So, I was on a sourdough bun, which was really nice. It was a big bun, oval shape, homemade patties. I had the one at the Pacific there last week that I never rated high. It only rated, I think 21 out of 50, I think, last week. And they had bought patties like that. You can tell they were fucking mass circulated, probably made on some fucking property in fucking the rainforest in fucking China or I don't know, but they were shocking. Anyway, homemade patties. You can tell they were homemade patties in big, thick patties, onion, lettuce, tomato, and she had a pickle. Do yourself a favour. put a the next steak sandwich you make at home, or next hamburger you make at home, put some sliced pickle, put some fucking pickle on it. So she had pickle on her, a little bit of tomato relish. So we had the bun, onion, lettuce, tomato, pickle and tomato relish. Fucking amazing. And the chips were great. They were your standard steak fry chips, but you can overcook them or you can undercook them. These chips were nearly perfect. Okay? I loved it. And the view was amazing. We're sitting at the fucking counter overlooking the ocean. There was no dolphin, but there was plenty of turtles. Turtles were coming in. I think they must have gone back out to sea with the cyclone, but they've all come back in around the rocks. So we're watching their beautiful little meal. I think I've got a photo I'll put it on my Facebook page of it. So anyway, let's go through. Remember last weekend we had the hamburger and chips from the Pacific, which only rated a 21 out of 50. So let's Snack Shack. The Snack Shack at Broomshead. So the price was $24. So $24. That's all right. That's a good average price. We'll give that a 6 out of 10. The presentation, it was in a little takeaway box that you sit out. It was in that type of surrounding. The hamburger was good. There was not plenty, but there was a lot of chips around it. And I had a little aioli container there that we had also. Presentation, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. The size I'm going to give the size a 7 out of 10. Now, the hamburger was great. Probably could have been double the chips, but the hamburger was great. The taste, now I'm going to tell you straight up, it's going to take a good one. This is only the second one, but this is going to take a good one to beat it. So I'm going to give the taste a 9 out of 10. Do yourself a favour, put pickle on your next one. And then we're going to have the hamburger experience. The hamburger, the meal, the view, the presentation, the place you're at, the taste, everything combined. The hamburger au l'histoire, I'll call it. We're going to give that a 6 out of 10. So all up, that's a grand total of 34 out of 50. I tell you what, it's going to take a good one to beat that 34 out of 50. Righto, random shit. Got a bit of random shit going on. Oh, I can't believe I've drunk these fucking... So you'll see my show. The show goes for about an hour. I try to cut it into an hour, but at the same time, probably takes me about 2 hours to do the show and do a few little stop starts, have a few other beers, have a little chew here and there. I've only got one fucking beer left. This. Anyway, good beer. Random shit. TV shows. Call the Midwife. I started watching Call the fucking Midwife. It's got me hooked. Man, women did it hard back then. Fuck, they did it hard. How they had fucking children. 8, 10 fucking children. Fucking, it was hard. And you hear some of the stories of how the wives, the way they lived and how they had to do with that type of stuff with the midwife. Like, I don't want to talk about it. It makes me feel awkward. But the show is, I'm hooked on it. It was like I was telling you last year when I was hooked on Emily in Paris. I know every now and then you just need to watch a show that just, it's different and it just challenges your mind and makes you think. And man, I've got to be honest. Fuck, I would have hated to have been a woman back in those days. I'm talking to the 40s, 50s and 60s and Australia, America, England, any of those places. Man, it was hard. And the midwives work in a convent with nuns, and they help deliver the babies right throughout London, and they rode by. It's just amazing. Do yourself a favour. Check it out. Call the Midwife. I just think it's fucking brilliant. Now, had sex on the beach last Saturday. I know, look, no shit, Sherlock. It's too sandy. I'm sorry. We went out for dinner, had a few beers, went down for a walk on the beach, and, you know, you pull it out, and you say, well, pull it out. I know it's going to sound so stupid when I say it, but it genuinely is too sandy. I've done it a while ago, and younger, I wouldn't do it now. And I have trouble getting up and down off the sand. Getting down's easy. But then when you've got to get back up, no, I can't do that. I told you about it. I had the massage. Sleepy had the massage. I'm here for a fuck, not a fight. Oh my God. Okay. That's just, yeah, check out the midwife, okay? Oh, that's the other thing I did. I never told you. I went and seen Troy Casadale the other night at McLean. They got the Sugarcane Harvest Festival on here. Had a street parade. I missed the street parade because I went up and watched the boys play rugby. I got back to watch Troy Casadale. Fucking brilliant. First time I've seen Troy Casadale. I thought he was brilliant. And I don't normally listen to Troy Casadale. He got the odd good song. Oh, but he was fucking all right. Oh, wasn't the Masters good? Rory was brilliant, up and down, it's just so entertaining. I thought it was fucking brilliant. Rory got up in the Masters, his first Masters. He's got the Grand Slam now. He's won every major title in golf. I reckon we'll see Rory kick right on now. I couldn't believe just the game, how he was double bogey and then he'd eagle and birdie, double bogey, then he'd do 3 birdies in a row. It was good television. I'll tell you what, America don't do many things better than us, but fuck me dead, their golf coverage is brilliant, and the Masters is also fucking brilliant. Rightio, let's move along to this week's games. So, Easter weekend, this week's games, yeah, some really good games. You've got to sort a lot about what's going on with the season. I think it make a break for a few teams, actually. So, yeah, interesting to see how this weekend goes. Round 7 of the NRL. And a lot of big things coming out. What about the thing with Spencer Leniu and Thurston? Look, I don't think Leniu probably should have done it on TV, but good on him for calling out fucking Thurston. Like, fair dinkum. Fair enough, Thurston said what he said when Leniu called old mate a monkey, but then for Thurston not to make a comment when old mate Mam nearly killed a young person in a car when he was drunk and on drugs and no licence, that's what pissed Leniu off. Look, the other big news is the Lockie Galvin incident at the Tigers that is over the last 2 days that's come out, where he's basically knocked back $6 million over 6 years. He's fucking 19 years old. Who the fuck is telling him what to do? He's 19 years old. He's still got 2 years basically at the Tigers, and they've come out and said, we're not going to be with the Tigers after 2026. First of all, obviously some club has made an offer. We're not a fool. Stop treating us like fucking fools. Okay? Don't put our head in the fucking shit and put mushrooms up our arse. We know something's going on, and some big club has made an offer on Lockie Galvin. But he's fucking 19. He hasn't done nothing. For him to come out and say that he wants to leave the Tigers in 2 years, basically because Benji Marshall's not a good fucking coach and he doesn't think he can learn under Benji. You can't learn under Benji Marshall? Come on, who's giving this young fella fucking advice? And now it looks as though he's not going to be named in the Tigers side this weekend to play Parramatta. And I agree, I wouldn't name the cunt. No way in the fucking world. If I'm a player in that fucking team, I wouldn't want to play with him. Because he's basically saying that you're not good enough for me. I'm better than you. I'm better than that team. And the reason I'm leaving is because I don't think I'm going to get what I'm capable of getting elsewhere. I don't think you're as good as a team that's going to get me where I want to be. That's basically what he's saying. Look, mate, if I was the Tigers, I'd put the cunt back out and playing in park football for the next 2 years if they can afford that on the salary cap. I'd have him playing. Why would you develop and train and make a give him a set of skills and hone his set of skills when you know he's leaving in 2 years? Why would you do that? No, fuck him. But then at the same time, the whole system, how you can do that 2 years in advance, NRL really needs to have a look at him. But I've told you before, Tigers are my second best side. But I reckon a young 19-year-old bloke, he's done fuck all yet. Yeah, good player. But what's he got in his piggy bank? Apart from money. He ain't racked up trophies yet. And for him to come out and make this call, everyone's blaming his manager, saying that he had a lot to do with it. He probably fucking did. But where's his, I don't know whether he's got an old man or not, but someone needs to give these young fellas advice, because the last couple of days he's made some really stupid fucking decisions. And I feel for the Tigers because they're building towards something. Benji's obviously turned a corner with them, and they had all their hopes on this young fella staying around the club, and he's done this. So, yeah, it's a tough situation at the moment. Anyway, let's get into these weekend's games. On Thursday, we've got the Sea Eagles and the Dragons. I think the Sea Eagles can hit back. I think they're too good of a side to have a couple of losses like that without hitting back. It's at Brookie, so I think the Sea Eagles will get up into that game. Friday, we've got the Dolphins and Storm. I think the Storm, very easy. I think that's a given. And the earlier game is the Bulldogs and Rabbits. Now, they're expecting a sold-out stadium. They're expecting 60 to 65,000 people at this game. And I can see with two of the biggest supporter bases in the competition, oh, God, I would love to be there for this game. I think the Bulldogs, too good for the Rabbits. Saturday's games, we've got the Warriors and Broncos taking the Broncos. Roosters and Panthers kick off at 7:30. God, this is a tough one. I don't know. Look, obviously you know where my fucking heart is. Just think the Panthers can hit back. I think the Panthers are starting favourites. I know we keep saying that the Panthers are going to hit back. Are they going to come back? But they don't. The Roosters are on a roll. We lost young Billy Smith on a suspension. That wasn't a fucking... Come on, we've got to stop that. Anyway, I don't want to get into that because I've calmed down a lot. Old mate with the fucking beer here, Jed, he's fucking helped me out a lot. So. I actually think the Roosters can beat them. I shouldn't say that because it fucking jinx them, but I actually think the Roosters can beat them. I think the Raiders will beat the Titans. I think the Sharks will beat the Knights. And the big one to finish up, the Monday game of the long weekend. God, I think the West Tigers will beat... I think the West Tigers will beat the Eels. So there you go. That's this weekend's games. Righto, what's Bus up to this week? Bus just finished his last fucking beer. And we're going to give a rating out of that. I'll tell you what. It's only taken 2 beers into the session. 2 beers into the... there they are there. Look at all the little soldiers there, look. Look at all the little soldiers there, all empty. Ah, the little soldiers all empty there. 2 beers. 2 beers into it. And I'm actually going, because I reckon I've had 2 great beers. So, here we go. Jed's beers. On it, mid-strength, Yellow Brews. It's called Yellow Brews. I'm giving Jed 4 fucking stars. That's a Sunday afternoon session beer, that one right there. That's a Sunday, I'm getting on that piss on a Sunday afternoon at the pub, watching the races, a little bit of footy. I could drink all that. I could drink that all afternoon. That's a session beer. So you've got some beers that you'd have, if you just go out for a beer with some mates, 4 schooners. After work, you might have a couple of schooners. A lot of this craft beer you can do that with, but not a lot of them you can have a session on because the taste actually gets too overpowering at the end, and a lot of it you just drink it because it's fancy and fancy. But no, this is a session beer. I'll call it right now. This is a Sunday afternoon session beer. I'd have this cunt. I want to get the boys onto this. This is fucking good. Anyway, last segment. What's Bus up to this week? Oh, going back to Bundertown. Easter. Got the old boys. Bit of a reunion for our 1995 grand final side 30 years ago. 30 years ago. God, that was a great side. It was. Best footballer I ever played with or against, Chris Johnson, 5'8". God rest his soul. Touch wood. Great bloke. Best footballer I've ever played. Big Bundaberger, strongest man I've ever seen. You call him Farm Strong. That's what he was, Farm Strong. It was a great side. I could go for them all. Got the old boys rugby. Puppy's doing a great job putting that together. Every Easter he puts it together. Polypipe Puppy. I'll tell you a story about that next week, actually, because running out of time and don't want to go too much over. Then we've got the Burke Giddy Up races on Sunday. I know the Murrumbidgee Mauler, Chookie, he's coming up for the football and the races, so catch up with the Murrumbidgee Mauler there. They'll all be there the Burke Bandits, the Burke Mafia, the Bandit, the Pirate, the Cowboy. They'll all be there, so it should be a good weekend back in Bundertown. Catch up with the family. Anyway, we'll have a show next Friday. Fill you all in on the big trip back out to Bundertown. Oh, I'll have some yarns because shit happens out there. It's real out there. Let you all know. So, it's the Bus Hollman Show. This has been episode 2. Don't forget to like it and share it. You can get me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and you can even watch all this shit happens. I'm here in my shed. Have a look. The big bear boat behind me, all the fishing gear and the tools. Woo! What a life. Catch ya. Remember, pain goes away. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever. Giddy up, boys. Have a good one.